Hello, welcome back to my corridors. If you're new to my channel, welcome to my corridors. I know it's been a little bit. It's just I've been focusing on, finishing up school and college and stuff, and I've been working on music because, some of you already know that, but I'm almost done with college. I'm about to graduate and get my associate's degree, so it's been really busy. So today because I've been, college stuff, I decided to do a part 2 to my Metal in College Storytimes. Alright, I'll start off with I'll do 5 stories. I know I'm stuttering a lot, it's just because I'm really tired. I'm experiencing what is known as quarantine fatigue. Yes, it's a real thing. I didn't think it would be. So, the first story, we have computers at my school, and, I'm allowed to customize the background for my computer at my campus. And for different classes, I have different wallpapers for each class account on my computer. So one of them, I made Cradle of Filth my wallpaper. I know a lot of people don't like Cradle of Filth, but I like them. I don't care. They're still metal. So I didn't have any browsers, and the Cradle of Filth wallpaper was seen in the back, and my teacher comes over, he's like, oh, look at those guys, they look like a Kiss knockoff. It's just funny, and I'm like, they're not a Kiss knockoff. Well, maybe they were inspired by Kiss, but there's a lot that I don't know about them, and then I know the names of their members, been listening to music for years, still kind of don't really know a lot of their inspiration, so I'm going to have to research that. And I remember later on, one of my male classmates, he was curious to see the wallpaper. He's like, who are those guys? And I educate him. I tell him, the name of the band, Cradle of Filth, and that they're heavy metal, that they're more extreme metal. He asked me, have you ever seen them? I'm like, no, I wish. And that is painfully true. I wish I could go see them at least once. So the second one is really funny. For another account, I made the Birthday Massacre my wallpaper on the desktop. I know the Birthday Massacre is not really metal, but they are a hard, kind of heavy band. So, I remember one of my classmates, he sees it, he's like, who are they? I'm like, oh, they're a band, they're called the Birthday Massacre. And, he's very open to music stuff, and, he's open to all kinds of music, so he was curious, So he decides to look them up, play them on Spotify. He played the song Red Stars. He thought that they were like Marilyn Manson or something, and then he listened to them. He was just like amazed, and he's like, "This doesn't sound like Marilyn Manson at all. This is really good." And he's like, "They kind of sound like a band that kind of sounds like they're heavy, but they have opera in it. They're called Epica." I'm like, "Oh, I listen to Epica. They're one of my favorite bands." And somehow, a couple other classmates were talking, and I brought up Cannibal Corpse, and this classmate, I'm not going to give anyone's names for their privacy, he's like, I don't know that band, but that sounds really cool, Cannibal Corpse. So he pulls them up, he listens to their new song from their new album. He's getting up his phone, listening to it. He's he doesn't expect the heavy guitars, but he actually somehow likes it. It's just so funny. Okay. The third story, I'm taking a portfolio class this semester, so it's supposed to teach me about, resumes, writing letters to people, stuff like that. So, one of my fake letters that I had to write, because it's part of a portfolio, part of, teaching me how to get a job and stuff. So, I had to make up a name for the letter, but I didn't, so I used Dan Swano, which a lot of you know from Edge of Sanity and Bloodbath and other Swedish death metal projects. I was like, Dear Mr. Swano, or Dan Swano at the top. Nobody cared, and thankfully. Interesting story. I had been into Edge of Sanity lately, and so Swano had been on my mind, so of course I naturally had to write that. The fourth one, I was just, hanging out with my teacher and talking to him, about random stuff. I educated him on Children of Bodom and the band Him. H-I-M, the heartogram. Wear a necklace of it all the time. So I educated him about Alexei from Children of Bodom, told him how he died, and it was very sad, you know. But I told him how much he was an inspiration to me, and I would love to get a tattoo of them on my body one day. It was pretty cool. In him, I talk, well, hymn's not really metal, but I would argue they're gothic metal, maybe. They are not really ridiculously heavy, but I love them. I don't know why I love them. I told him about how, him broke up, and I was really hoping they would have a reunion or something, but might not happen, but yeah, just having a casual conversation, educating him about bands. So the last one, I'm playing typo negative, so I had to, so one class I had a project on like typography and doing quotes and stuff, and adding images in there. I may post them on Instagram one day, but I don't know when. So I made some digital art of a quote that Peter Steele said. I don't remember exactly what. Something about, I don't remember, but I'll post it one day and you guys will see it. I did that, and I put Typo Negative's logo in the background. I also made a quote of hymn's song and a quote of something from The Crow. It can't rain all the time, which is one of my favorite movies ever, so I had to. But the Peter Steele quote, everybody saw it and they liked it, and my teacher and another classmate learned about Typo Negative and Peter, and I just felt good. And then I love Peter, so I had to. He's amazing. Was. But it was nice that they ended up learning about this band, and hopefully they'll like it. I mean, a couple of my classmates knew who Peter and Typo Negative were, so no surprise there, but the ones who didn't, I got to educate them. I feel like I'm everybody's cool metalhead friend that educates people about bands and stuff. That was one of those moments I did. Okay, I guess that's it. I have a little bit more stories, but I didn't want this video to be too long, so that's why it's like trying to make it under 10 minutes. Okay, I think that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Support me on social and whatever, and I will see you all later, and stay metal.